everyone, and welcome back to another Manacube video. Today I am going to be talking about my thoughts on the server, and basically, yeah, just what I think it could do to improve. So let's get right into it. So, we get started, I just want to have a little disclaimer. All the things I'm about to bring up are completely all 100% my opinions and my own experiences and just what I think in general. So by no means am I an expert, and by no means do you have to agree with what I'm about to say. But if you do, then good on you. You do that. So yeah, first of all, I'm going to start off with what I like about Manacube. So, despite the number of players Manacube has, it has a very tight-knit community, and lots of people have made friends before, and I think that's a really good thing, because some of the bigger servers, I'm not gonna mention any names, but I find that some of them don't always have that kind of tight-knit community feel, and it's kind of just something personal on Manacube. And I myself have met a lot of people who I greatly appreciate, and I don't think things would be the same if I hadn't met them. I really do enjoy this server and the community, and just most of the players in general, and just like the people that I get to see every day on this server. However, that brings me to my next point, what I don't like about the server. So, while there are a lot of good people, I've experienced a lot of toxicity in general, and I felt like a lot of people would push the rules, and the staff are great, don't get me wrong, like, they're amazing, and I can do their job. I'm not saying that they're doing a bad job, but it's just really difficult to see all the toxicity going on in chat, and being personal attacks. Not gonna mention any names because disclosure purposes, and I just think that Manacube could be a lot of a more friendly community if people were a bit more mindful of what they said. Because a lot of people will use dark humor and say things that aren't so nice, and it tends to cause a lot of arguments. People get uncomfortable. There are flame wars, people spamming, people telling people to kill themselves, and you just don't really want to be part of that. So usually it's better to just ignore them, but when you think about the community as a whole, it's kind of hurting everything that's good about Manacube, like the community. And yeah, there are a lot of people who are really friendly and helpful. That's another thing that I forgot to mention, just how helpful the community is. Like, if you need help with something, then you can just ask and they'll give you a response. And I think that's another really important thing, because being staff, it can be really hard, and it can get really busy at times. So when other players are able to help one another out, I think that just takes some of the pressure off the staff, and I know that they greatly appreciate it, but yeah, I mean, overall, I really do enjoy Manacube. It's a great server, don't get me wrong, but there are just like problems I have with it, and I think part of it is like my own problems. Like, I personally am really an emotional person, and what might not bother one person would get to me, and sometimes I don't always understand that some people are just joking. Like it can be hard for me, and I don't always get that. So usually I tend to take everything super seriously instead of taking it with a grain of salt. And I understand that it's just the internet, but the reason I play Minecraft is because I want to have fun. I want to have fun and meet other people who like Minecraft too, and just hang out, you know? It's kind of like a social thing. But when it becomes like, turns into this hell where people are gonna be rude, call you names, say disrespectful, racist slurs and stuff, and the staff can't always keep up with that, and then it becomes a problem. And it's just really difficult. And I've had to take breaks before from the server because it just became too much for me. And obviously, I'm doing my best to just work on ignoring people, because I realize now that people, they're gonna be rude, and even if I don't give them a reaction, they're still gonna go on about it. They're still gonna try and attack me, still trying to get a reaction. So if I just pretend that I don't care, even if they still do it, I'm not gonna get in trouble, because that's what's happened before. If you know me well enough, you know that I have a pretty bad reputation on Manacube. I have too many mutes and a handful of bans that I just can't even keep track of all of that's happened. I might go over my punishments in another video. It's really, really stupid, but if anything, it's gonna keep me out of trouble just to pretend that I don't care, even if I do, and report them to the staff, opposed to me trying to stop it myself and causing more issues, because they're just not gonna listen to what I'm gonna say. So, yeah. Honestly, not really sure what I'm doing, but I try my best. And honestly, I'm gonna try and do my best to be honest and I guess be myself, because I don't want to act any different than I would really in real life, because I think it's good to be honest. Now, obviously, there are a lot of ways that Manacube could improve. Like, for one, I personally believe that the staff have been a bit, and they just kind of, some of them are a bit too relaxed almost, and there's just a lot of back and forth arguments between the community and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. But what I feel like is the most important to keep in mind is A, what is stated in the rules, and B, how other people feel, because other people's feelings are really important, and it doesn't matter if it's just one person. Obviously, if one person is complaining about it, then that's an issue, and the staff should be able to address that. Though I understand that if it's just one person, then it's easy for that one person to just ignore, but it can become more difficult, and especially depending on the situation. I know that there's some things that shouldn't be said and have been said, and the staff didn't punish for it, those offenses. So I feel like another thing is people can't keep being afraid of being called out for mini-modding. Because honestly, mini-modding isn't that bad. It's just when people are intentionally trying to cause issues. I believe that there was a forum thread made about mini-modding. And basically, it's just saying when people are all trying to tell one person to stop spamming, it can become difficult for the staff to gather evidence, and if they're screaming, then sometimes people can get caught in the crossfire. So usually if there's a moderator on, it's best to stay out of those kind of arguments, because then you can get caught up and it can turn into accusations being thrown of mini-modding. But honestly, there's no problem with reporting someone. If you see someone and you feel that they're breaking the rules, you should definitely report it. I mean, the staff, you might think that the staff would hate getting all of these reports, but it helps them do their job. Like, because they can't always be watching the chat 24/7. I know that would be really difficult, and they have their own lives, which might be a surprise to some, but literally they have their own lives, personal lives that they have to take care of. So anything that players can do which can help make a staff member's life easier will also, I feel, make the community a bit safer, more enjoyable for people to play around on. Just in general, just don't be an overall ding dong. Like, don't be mean to people. Just be nice. Like, if someone's being rude to you, don't yell back at them. Just ignore them, report it, or ask them to not be rude. Like, obviously, most of the time, people are just gonna not listen to you, but other times, if you just, like, try and explain why you feel a certain way and that it's hurting your feelings, or, like, just really try and explain yourself and your reasoning in a positive, constructive manner, I guess, people are more likely to listen to you than if you're just gonna scream at them and tell them to shut up. And telling people to shut up in chat, it's just, it can cause tension. Like, it can cause arguments, can cause drama, I guess. And if you ever think that you're gonna make a joke that could possibly offend someone, just don't say it. If you're joking around with some friends, it's okay if you do that, but try to keep it out of the public chats, because I find that some people don't always understand those jokes, and it could offend them. So just be careful of who your audience is, because it can be really harmful to certain people. While it may not seem harmful at first, you just try to be a bit more mindful, and I'm gonna try and be more mindful of what I say, because I say a lot of stuff that I really shouldn't. And this video isn't meant to really bash anyone, it's just more how I feel Manacube could really improve. Obviously, I'm trying to record this video and talk and play, so and I didn't really script this, so yeah, I don't really know, but I think it's something that we should all think about. Like, really, can't just push things under the rug, because then it's almost saying that no, the server doesn't have issues, and anything that's happened didn't actually happen. obviously you don't want to be going into chats and like bashing people and saying this and that happened, so and so said this, and this is what's wrong with the server. But you want to think about the server and how it could possibly be improved, and then just take small steps to help self-improve, because obviously you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. And you might think that what was one person gonna do, but every person who does a good thing, it has a big impact on the server. Helping people, it really does go a long way, and I know personally that I really appreciate all the help that I get. Just when I ask a question or like, and just I really think that this community is a great place, and if we were all more kind to one another, more mindful and helpful, then this could be a much better place to be in general. Just, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, because I think that this is a discussion that could go on for a while, and I don't really have a whole lot of time. I don't want to make this video too long. I want to keep it somewhat short, just get to the point, which is basically, don't be an asshole, report rule breakers, try to be nice to everyone, which is, I guess, not being an asshole to people. Ignore people who are making you upset, and pretend that you don't care, because that's going to be a lot more effective than reacting. And just try and be your genuine self, because people really value honesty, and if you're gonna be your true self, then they're gonna like that a lot better than you trying to be some two-sided person. And just in general, I think it's a good thing to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, and I'll catch you later.